Hello everyone. I'm about to do a demo on the Deconstructed, Reconstructed vessel project for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you what that entails, what you'll need, and kind of how to finesse your way through it. First of all, we start with our clay. Move on to wedging. Hear that air bubble pop? Uh-oh. See how I got my hands on the sides? All right, when I'm done, I've got my little alien head. I'm gonna flop it over, wedge it again. All right, now I've got my alien head, lips, eyeballs. I'm good. I will pat this into a shape. All right, now I am ready to create something out of this. I'm going to go ahead and just saw a section off of this to use for later. Because remember, part of this project is to add some piece back in. Some extra pieces, some excess pieces. All right. All right, now I'm ready to make a vessel. You can use pinch pot, coil, slab, any kind of technique you want to build whatever kind of vessel you want. The main thing is, when we're done, we just want to cut it to ribbons. So we're almost ready for the deconstructing part. I want to show you guys some examples. Alright, so here's some vessels that I made in this style before. So I'm going to get a few of these out here and just show you. So this vessel, I cut the edge out here and took and put some of the pieces. I actually added some extra pieces to build in the wall in here on the section I cut out. And I took some of the pieces that I'd cut out and form them into this system of louvers or kind of vent looking planes here. So that's one deconstructed, reconstructed pot. Here was a very much like a cup looking vessel. I sliced it in half, turned it, shifted it a little, and then I came and slip and scored it back together at an angle, and then built some walls in to fill in these empty negative spaces. So I ended up getting this really interesting vessel here, and it even stands up. So you could use that if you wanted to be really cool. We're a very traditional bowl, sliced in half, and then I put a slab in between. So here we go with that. And then another one, similar style. Just got a slab partitioning this piece, but one thing you'll notice, one side of the bowl is higher than the other, and then the slab partitions the two. So I was thinking, you could actually utilize this. It's a nice form, it's very interesting being like that, but you could also put, change in one side and tons of other stuff on the other side. Whatever you want. Paper clips, buttons, miniature spoons, I don't know. All right, so what we want to do now is we would like this to be a little more dry before we slice it in half. I'm just going to test the thickness of this thing. It's a little thicker in some places than it is others. Just want to make sure we're good before we move on. And you can make these bowls, these vessels, as whatever shape you want, however expressive you want to make them. Okay, so I'm going to show you some tricks on how to dry these out a little, since I don't have all the time in the world to make these demos. All right, here we go. This is my heat gun right here. I believe it gets up to about 700 degrees. I don't know if that's true. That's what it said on the box. I have no reason to doubt it, but I think the bottom is a lower setting, the top is a higher setting here on the triggers. Bottom must be a higher setting. So I can just start drying this out. Now, obviously, the most ideal way to do this is to plan it so that when you're done working, you can just leave it overnight with the bag partially open. That way, whenever you come back, it's the correct amount of dry. That's the most eco-friendly and effortless way. So this will do in a pinch. Another great way for slabs is to sandwich them between cloth or paper towels. Alright, that's pretty firm right there. If it gets any more firm, it might be more difficult to do something with it. Now, if I were a professional ceramicist, I would, put this on my wheel and I would spin it around while I anchored my hand on something and made a perfectly precise mark all the way around it before I trim the top. But I'm just going to do what I can, make do how I can. So I'm just going to anchor myself here as best I can and try to turn this as smoothly as I can, even though I'm not perfect. That might be the closest thing you can get this side of the grave. Water here to smooth out some of this. Okay, now we're ready for surgery. I'm gonna go ahead and split this thing. I got a lot of places I need to fix and refine and put the finishing touches and details on, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now because I'm just gonna do more damage than good by wasting my time fixing that, only to mess a lot of stuff up here when I go to dissect this pot. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to do whatever takes me. I'm not premeditating this really. Okay. And then I'm going to save this. This isn't exact. It'll be close. All right. We must get a little thick spot right there. Uh-oh. So this project will show your craftsmanship. I think it might turn out looking pretty interesting though with that difference in thickness. That's why I usually don't really try too hard to hide my expressive qualities. I do believe in craftsmanship, but I also love to be expressive. That's why I'm an artist and not a cabinet maker or something like that. So now we're gonna save these pieces. We might can use them again. I don't know if I may want to come put them in like this and then fill in these voids on the outside. Maybe. But one of the things I can do, I could lay them out and fill in these voids. Could do one way and one the other. Ooh, that could be nice. That could be nice. I might do that. But one of the cool things about this is you can just keep turning these things around. You're not married to this project. You can turn this one upside down like this. Oh, cool, 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 cool. Do I like that? If I do this, then I'll have more of like a spout. I don't know, it makes too much sense. So what I would do is lay this one out like this, I think, and turn this one in like this. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to keep them in that order and lay them off to the side. And then we're going to go from there. So the next step is to make a slab. All right, so this is not the most stable table, so hopefully I don't knock my camera off and break my phone and everything else. So we'll give it a try here. If I break everything, it's in the name of education and helping others. Okay, so what we want to do, I want to go ahead and get this thing started off. You see I'm kind of hitting it against the table, getting it at an angle. So I'm kind of throwing it this way, starting to get it kind of shaped like a slab. So we're making a slab right now. And so the way we make a slab, let me see if I can't do this way. So I raise it up off the table and I throw it back at myself at an angle, down and toward myself. And it's kind of like throwing a baseball. You kind of just get used to it. It's a little harder to do this on camera, but see what I'm doing here? I'm getting a really nice, even slab, okay? So once again, I'm just holding it out in front of myself and pulling it back and throwing it down and toward myself, so that when it hits the table, it sticks and it stretches out. Maybe you could make a pizza like this, I don't know. So now that I got this slab, I can cut out the shapes I need. So I can just draw them on here and cut them out, just like I would on paper. And I'm gonna dry this by putting it in between some sheets of used scrap paper. I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this down here. Put my slab down on the paper. Lay my paper down on top of it. And, I don't want to put anything too heavy on it. Maybe a book or some transparencies if you're some kind of nerdy teacher. And then when you come back a little bit later, it should be a lot more firm. Kind of like when we use the heat gun. All right, it's been a little while. Let's see how you can see how the paper is soaking up that moisture. This is just some scrap paper that was just going to get thrown away anyway. Now it can be recycled. All right, so this slab is still a little flimsy. This has only been about 20 minutes. And this paper may not be as absorbent as some other papers, so that could be the problem. If I have to, I'll throw my heat gun on it again. So let's put it in a little longer. All right, so let's check it out now. All right, now it's a little more firm. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. So now I'll bring my bowl back over here that I've started on. That way I can kind of mock up what I'm doing here. So I already decided that I want to kind of put this one in place right here. You know, maybe less is more. Maybe instead of making it so unusable, I might put it in at this angle right here. And so I'm going to mark off where it's touching, where I need to use slip and score. Okay. Turn around. Mark this side. There we go. All right. And here we go. Take my handy dandy needle tool here. Scratch this up really good. Try to stay in those lines that I made for the most part. Come over here and scratch this up. Bottom, of course. Fun, 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 fun. All right. Now to add a little bit of slip. All right. Ooh. There we go. Now that we got it going, we're good to go. Ooh, I might have got a little crazy with my slip. Oh well, oh well. I'm gonna go ahead and try to mold these pieces into one down here at the bottom. Ooh. Okay. Okay, let's see what it looks like on the other side. Actually, let me smooth this out just a hair over here before I say I'm done. Ooh, this side looks great. This is really cool. I just want to smooth it out a little, clean it up a little. All right. Nice, nice, nice. And then, what did I say? This piece was going to go out this way. So there's not a whole lot to slip and score here. I'm going to mark it off again. All right. Once again, we'll use a little slip. I don't think this is the right slip, but it'll work. Okay. Let's take my little modeling tool here. This is a little piece of hard clay out of the way. There we go. Another little tool you can use for little delicate operations like this is a little silicone tool like this. Really, really nice. You can pick up a little set like this on Amazon for just a few bucks, but if you go get it from the art supply store, it's going to be a lot more. And they're really nice for certain things. Alright, so right now we can kind of try and shape up some of this stuff, but I'm going to let it dry a little before I do too much. And then we'll come back and look at it later. But already we're doing a lot right there, so we don't want to mess up too much. And plus, when I add my pieces in here, what is that going to do, right? So we don't want to go around fixing too many minor details until the end. Maybe something like that. I think I want to change it a little. Now's not really the time to change it. I guess it is. So now I got to come in and find these little triangles to put right here. So that's where my slab comes in. And I made way too big a slab. So how do I want this? I think something like that is what I was originally going for. Maybe something like that. So this is almost exactly the size I needed. Just about, just needs a little trimming. So here I am. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back out now that I've mocked it up. Make another one just like it. Oops. There we go. Let's go ahead and mock that one up. Go ahead and turn this one the right way and mock it up. As you see, they weren't identical. So I'm going to have to go ahead and change it up a little. Alright. Slip and score those seams together. I wonder if my little slivers here will work in here. Ooh, they might just do that. Wow, that's really close. That is really, really close. You know, I don't think they are though. They probably would, but I want to just make sure. Now it's time to slip and score. Let's swap these around. I think it might work better that way. Okay, so we got a good deal done right now. So I'll put this back in the bag and let it dry out a little. And then I'll come back and refine the shape further once it's a little more stable. But I've met rubric so far. I've built a vessel, cut it apart, reassembled it a different way, and added new pieces in. All right? Alright, I'm just going to leave that bag kind of propped open on one end, just kind of loosely. When I come back tomorrow, it should be the right level of dryness for me to continue. We'll pick up where we left off. We'll see you then.